Right guys, how you doing? I'll just quickly show you how to hook this fish and then I'll be with you. Nice little roach. Oop. Just down here today on the Riviera, just doing a bit of pleasure fishing. I'll just quickly show you my peg for the day. Just down here opposite the bow champ. Got down early this morning, bit on the feeder, about a few bream and skimmers on the feeder. It's gone quiet. So just using the 7-metre whip, just fishing 6 metres to hand. Just feeding hemp and tares and casters. I'll just turn you around there. Fish are coming up in the water all the time, so we're sort of like 2/3 depth, and just fishing it on the drop, really. I'll spin you around, keep an eye on the peg. It's a really nice roach and rudd at the minute. I've had some nice days, some big rudd. But it's far more productive on the pole and the whip than it is on the feeder. The fish are just staying down my peg a bit, so I'm trying to feed slightly upstream. Another little roach. Just want to chuck, really want to chuck. Just on single white maggot. In every sort of second run or every 2 or 3 fish. Just feeding casters and hemp and tares. I'm going to try and feed us. There's a fair flow on it. It's not as strong as it was this morning when it was ebbing, but it's on the flood now. But it's not too bad. But it's a deep peg, and obviously the time it's taking the bait to get down to the bottom, the fish are at near the end of my peg, or the end of my 7 metres. But I can think of worse places to be. Just holding the float back as well seems to help. It's like that. We're in again. One after the other, after the other. Nice roach. Let's have a play around with my shot. Got to keep feeding there. You've got to keep feeding. There's so many fish here. I don't know if you can see. You probably won't be able to see, but just down in the shallows there, there's tens of thousands of them. Black with them. Tiny little fry from this year's spawn. They're everywhere. I started off on the bottom, it's 1.5 gram rig, but I've moved the Olivet right up to under the float. I've also got 4 number 8 shots bolt down the line, or I've spread them all out now, shirt button style, just have a really slow drop. In fact, just looking at the far bank and how much the water's come up, I might just put another couple of inches back on the rig. As I say, I seem to have lost contact with the fish, but they're still there. They're just right down the peg. I did say I was going to stop for coffee and take my top off, and then I changed my mind and did a Facebook Live. And now I'm sacrificing my coffee. How you all doing, alright? I'll turn you around so you can see me. So it's far better view. Another one. I'll just quickly show you around my messy peg. As we get this one in. Just using a 20 Amazon B511. Tiny hook. 1.1 pound hook length. 2.5 pound main. 1.5 gram rig. I'll just quickly spin you around everywhere. I've got 2 feeder rods set up. I've got a Shakespeare Mac 1XT 14-foot heavy feeder. A 3-ounce feeder on there. And 5,000 Shakespeare Mac 2 XT reel. 12-pound leader. Down to 10-pound braid. I've got medium heavy Daiwa Tornado Z. That's Porky Pig feeder rod. It's got a 2-ounce feeder on there, 4,000 Shakespeare Max 2 XT reel. It's got a 10-pound shock leader to 6-pound, down to 2.3 pound hook length, and a size 16 Amazon B520. Spin you all the way around. In the beautiful bait tray today, we've got some lovely maggots, casters, hemp and tares, some casters, got dead pinkies, dead maggots and dead squats. I was having a freezer clear out, that's the reason I came down here. Ground bait, some green swim stim and corn and crumb. Got a few 2mm pellets in there. Selection of feeders, some strawberry sweet corn and normal sweet corn. And a selection of poles and rigs. Got my 30 metre pole, got a 6 metre whip to hand there, but I haven't used that yet. Got a 5 metre shallow whip, which is working well. But the best one's is 7 metre whip at the minute. I'll have this another go for half an hour, and then I'll have a rechuck of the point back out there. And have a re-go at the feeder. Now it's high water. But I bought myself a few maggots yesterday, and everything else is from out of the freezer. Ground bait, micros, dead maggots, dead pinkies, dead squats, hemp and tears, casters, everything's out of the freezer clear out. So we used a lot today. And so far, has it done me any harm? Not at all. I always freeze my ground bait, but you know, when it come out, it will be dry because obviously the freezer dries it out. But as long as you riddle the ground bait once it's defrosted, riddle it, get rid of any particles that are in there, any dead maggots or what you've been used before, and any lumps. Then when it's defrosted, just add a tiny bit of water at a time. You don't need a lot because it's already fully absorbed. It won't take a lot of water to bring it back round, and then just riddle it again. Just to go easy on the water, because it will go over if you're not careful. As long as your bait was fresh and good before going in the freezer, it's not going to be any harm using it up. You know, don't refreeze it if it's gone sour or anything like that. It's a nice roach. I'll try a caster. What do you say? Caster? I think Americans say caster. Right. Single caster, whatever you want to call it. Caster from up north. And then we'll try the tears on the hook as well, because you can get some really good quality roach and rudd on tears if they're taking it. I seem to have found where they're balling up now. It's just right down to the right in me there. Right, let's put a nice big bit of tear on the hook. Basic tear is just a seed, like hemp seed, but it's bigger. Just soak it at least 24 hours. Bring it to the boil and just simmer it 5-10 minutes. It's just soft enough to put the hook through. But they seem to be just down there. So I might as well, instead of casting up there and trotting it down, I might as well just put it where I'm getting all the bites, just around about here. Or for you, about there, but there's don't like the way that's settled. Let's go back out there. Right, let's get feeding. I want to catch one on the tears. You missed it. You missed it. Flew under. Normally really good fish when they start taking the tears. You know, we get all the big fat daddies. We'll put another section on so I can follow the float a bit better. Let the float. As soon as you go out that extra half a foot, oh, missed it. There's a lot more flow. You come right close in past these lilies, there's very little flow. And it just seems to be right on the edge there, right on the crease, the crease line. I'm getting the bites, just can't hit him, so we'll go back to the maggot. Right, that's one more fish for you, and then we'll sign off. I ain't going anywhere. Just going to hold that float back a bit. Just holding it back. They seem to like it. And I think I'm going to have a playback because they've come off the bottom again. Every time I'm striking, it's taking a second or two before I can feel the fish. So it tells me they're going down from the bait. Like that. And then they're obviously swimming back up with it in their mouths. So they're going down to chasing it down. Then they're going back to where they feel happiest. Alright, let's get this unhooked. In the net. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I know I'm a bit sideways. But, nothing new there. I'm always a bit sideways. I want a coffee. In fact, no, I don't. I want a cold drink. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you again. Take care.